Hello, this is Erin with the Joy in Pens and Paper, and I had a lovely opportunity to do an ink swap with a viewer, and she provided me her list of ink bottles to choose from, and I provided her my list of ink bottles to choose from. And so I relatively know what's in this box. However, I have not refreshed my memory on what I selected. So there will be a level of surprise. And then there's a couple that I'm very excited about because they've been on kind of my mind of samples to try and things that really looked like they were in my wheelhouse. So let's get on in. I do want to show this note, and I double checked it to make sure there wasn't anything super uh, private on there. And the only thing I'll actually, no, there's not even a last name. But look at this amazing handwriting. So Priscilla, your handwriting is so lovely. I could look at it all day. I really love your use of the lines, the way that you form the letters. I just, even when you wrote your name in cursive, beautiful, beautiful. I even love your number 2. And I believe this is one of the inks that I selected, Waringall's Song of the Reed. And this looks very similar to Birmingham Pen Company, Petrified Wood, where it's brown with like this little undertone of pink. So very, very excited. Now, what I wasn't expecting is to get a couple of other things added in. So I see this little package from Coffee Monsters Co. And inside are some stickers that have a little holographic piece or kind of flair to it. So unique. All of your feelings are valid. Ugh. Goodness, this is so impactful, as I'm sure you have picked up from watching my channel, watching my videos. Yeah. Keep your face always towards sunshine, and all the shadows will fall behind you. And then a Coffee Monsters Co. pad of Post-it notes, which I'm so excited about. I always miss out on these sales, but primarily because I place an order maybe once a year. This year, it's looking like I'm not going to place an order, but I always love seeing the products that Helen from Coffee Monsters Co. comes out with. She's so creative and thoughtful and meticulous in her work. And yeah, so if you don't know Coffee Monsters Co. and you have any interest at all in decorative stickers, check it out. She's seems like a really, really lovely human. And then there's this, and it's a card with some washi tape on it. And I know that these two are Coffee Monsters Co. And I actually really love this washi tape. Oh, I'm just seeing it says March 5th, 2024 in cashews. I wonder if this is actually something you can really read. And then this one that goes from being on land to being in the sea. This third one is a wine. Oh, it says Esty. The right. Oh, fun. Okay. This one says cheers. And then this, I think, is also Coffee Monsters Co., but it's fountain pen ink bottles, which is awesome. There's a color verse. I think that might be Ferris Wheel Press. That I think is it Monteverde, Mont Blanc, something along those lines. Anyway, yeah, love that. Sailor, so cute. Ugh. And I like this little blue sleeve too. That's a really handy little sleeve. All right, and here are the ink samples packaged very thoughtfully. Priscilla did an awesome job with using the craft paper and the bubble wrap to keep everything really nicely in place. And I believe this was perhaps also a recycled box, which I really appreciate. So thank you so much, Priscilla. I may kind of pass this on to the next person that I gift samples to. Because I always worry when I send samples that there's going to be some leakage. The vials that I purchased are not the ones that I would repurchase. So if you have received samples from me, I apologize. I will, when I'm almost at the end of those sample vials, I will be purchasing different and new ones, specifically like the ones that Priscilla sent with a screw top. Oh, and you use the Coffee Monsters Co. washi. Cute. I'm gonna put that over here where I can use it again and not lose it. Okay. Look at all these samples. I think there's 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And oh my gosh, the labels are typed. Oh, I forgot about Taranishi Offer Rose and Birmingham Pen Company Copperhead. Oh, see, it's going to be a surprise because I forgot. All right, so the swatching will be done in the swatch book that I use in most of my videos, if not, well, yeah, definitely most. I was going to say almost all, but most. It's a Galen Leather Co. Everyday Notebook with Tomoe River paper. And I will be swatching using a Kakimori brass nib dip pen. And I like to use that because, first of all, I often break glass nib pens. Not the gentlest person, but I also like it because it can show off some different line variations and it has a pretty good ink capacity in the grooves of the nib. I just went ahead and bought the nib with the Kakimori holder. I have seen on Discord that there are other nib holders that are much cheaper, so certainly do your shopping, get what's right for you. And then I have my Inkapet. It's a pirate octopus that was also a gift from a viewer. And the pirate hat has to be under something really close by because I'm not seeing it in this moment, but I know it is on this desk. Okay. All right. So let's just start over here in no particular order. I've got the bottles right here. I'm just gonna grab and go. So the first one is Birmingham Pen Company Arugula. And that's a good sample size too. After arugula, I'm just gonna give it a little peek and see, kind of remind myself if I got any shimmers. Oh, yes. Okay. So if this is your first time watching my videos, thank you for joining. Please consider subscribing. If you have been here for a while, you know I do love my greens. I got a little greened out after March, but I think I'm ready to welcome more green into my collection. I will always be ready to. Birmingham. See, when I write really slow, I think I'm going to miss some letters. And then just by changing the angle of the handle, you change the line width. Again, that's why I really love the Kakimori dip pen. And then I just use an old white t-shirt. This one just went through the wash, and so all the colors that remain are the non-water soluble parts of the ink. So, and I have two more that are currently going through the wash right now. All right, let me just check and see if I have any shimmers. I don't think I do. Oop, I see one. Perfect. All right, so that one happens to be in the last spot. Oh, that's right. So, sorry, spoiler alert. Birmingham Pen Company Rosewood, it's a twinkle ink, and I haven't tried a shimmer from Birmingham Pen Company yet. So when I saw that on her list, I thought, you know, that'd be really nice to try. Because as I think we all know, shimmer inks from different companies behave very differently. Pilot Iroshizuku Tsuruyo. Tsuro? Oh, that is a blue. So I absolutely know that Pilot Iroshizuku inks are exceptionally well behaved, exceptionally well lubricated. And they don't have the most robust of selections, comparatively to, let's say, a Sailor or a Waringal, or even Ferris Wheel Press at this point. They come out with new colors of ink so frequently. And some of the colors that I really like are their discontinued colors. For example, Inaho. There's also a brown that I can't think of the name of it right now that I discovered just a few weeks back by watching another YouTuber, only to find out that that's a discontinued color. So I am kind of motivated to try their colors and make sure I get the ones that I like into my collection before that happens again. But you can see even the difference between my writing here versus the Birmingham Pen Company. This is much more lubricated than the arugula, and that is not by any means meant to cast judgment on Birmingham Pen Company inks. They have, in my opinion, been very well behaved. I have no complaints. I'm just merely stating a difference and even the line variation. But that is a beautiful kind of teal, I believe. Turquoise, teal. And I do some of the dotting around an edge just to see if there's any shading properties or even some sheening. So this Cioro looks like it has a little bit of a red sheen around the edging. Waringal Song of the Reed. So this is the ink that was in the included letter. So this, I had put this ink on a list back in 2022 for inks that I wanted to try. And I unfortunately did not put that list in a place that I was going to reference it very consistently or very easily. So when I was doing orders of ink samples, it didn't come to mind. Um, so when I had the opportunity to select it, I jumped on it. Now, Waringle is a name that I frequently misspell. Let's make sure that I do it right. Very lovely. It actually reminds me a little bit more of Birmingham Pen Company's Sandstone. The really fun thing about fountain pen inks is they are going to present differently based on the paper that you're using and even perhaps the weather conditions. I had someone comment on a recent video that they live in a very dry climate and their pens and inks behave differently based on the time of year and the climate, the weather. The next one is Ferris Wheel Press Steeped Umber. Now, this is a Ferris Wheel Press ink that I have really wanted to try, but wasn't at a point where I wanted to buy a whole bottle, even though I have a feeling I'm going to love it. It's just a matter of, am I going to love it as much as the other browns in my collection? Ooh, that's pretty. It's a little bit more chocolatey than I thought. I was thinking it may have a bit of a red undertone, and perhaps it will as it dries. Hmm. The brass nib is really flowing or kind of gliding across the paper with this ink. I've seen some videos where people are commenting that Ferris Wheel Press inks are a little on the dry side. This does seem to be fairly well lubricated. It just, yeah, it would really, there was a nice gliding of the brass nib across the page. Teranishi Opera Rose. I am so excited to try this. So along with my greens, and I do love my browns, I also really love the blushy pinks. It's, yeah, it's just brings me so much joy. And I really love Colorverse Brunch Date. I really love Birmingham Pen Company, Pennsylvania Fieldstone. So let's see. Ooh. That's pretty. I think no matter what it looks like, I'm so excited about this. I'm going to love it regardless, but this is really pretty. This would look really, really, really good in a couple of my pens if I'm looking to match ink color to pen body. This does make me think of a rose. Beautiful. My heart is so happy right now. All right, Birmingham Pen Company, Copperhead. And I feel like these colors go really well together. It's like a whole vibe. All right, I can fit one more down here. Maybe two. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with one. Oh, wow. That has an interesting, which there's a couple of Birmingham pen companies that have, when you rinse off your nib or you're cleaning your pen, you see kind of a highlighter type of color. And I bet you this has quite a bit of that highlighter color as an undertone. It's got this brightness to it. It's hard to describe, but it's really a pretty color. And it reminds me a little bit, another viewer sent me a sample of, oh, it was a sample from a pen show in San Francisco, Glowgate Bridge, something along those lines. I will try to remember to look it up before I'm done with this video. Taz, you're probably screaming at me right now because I'm not remembering it. I'm so sorry. That has a nice lubrication to it. Oh, that's so pretty. Because of the murkiness of my water cup right now, I'm not really able to see any of that highlighter. I don't know if I would have, but I love the color of the water. I'm just a big fan of those murky colors. All right, let me move this underneath this side. I want my pages to look as pretty as possible, so I do use this guide beneath so that I can keep the lines straight. That is a little bit of my OCD coming out, I guess. All right. This next one, Birmingham Pen Co. Tiger Lily. Now I'm intrigued at the color on the top. I did look up, the ones that I didn't remember the name of, I did look up on their website to see the color. I am, actually, I think this is going to be perfect. Oops. Wow. That might be the perfect yellow. I really like this color. This seems like it might be wonderfully legible yellow. Actually, as it's drying, it's orange. How fun. If you are able to hear in the background the rain, there is a nor'easter in my area as I'm filming, and it's warm enough that it's not snow, but up north they are supposed to get some snow. But it is rainy and windy. Wow, that's gorgeous. Ooh, there's the highlighter color. Oh, I wish I had thought, how would I have thought to bring this over while the nib hit the water, but that is, maybe the light might be better there. That is that highlighter color that I was talking about that's present in a lot of Birmingham Pen Company inks. Beautiful. Okay, now this is the one, and Karina, if you watch this, you recently had a pen inked up with Stonecutter Song, and I commented, I feel like that would be an ink that I really liked, and you had agreed with that. And so this is the one that I mean, I definitely clapped my hands and had a little giddy squeal when I saw this on the list of options, because this is an ink that that was also on that same list that Song of the Reed was on. So this is meant to be. It's kismet. Ooh. Okay. Yes. So I initially saw gray, and then I started to think it was brown, and now I'm seeing some pink undertones, and this is everything. Stonecutter Song. I I feel like Step Brothers. Like I could see myself doing so many activities with this ink. Wow. Wow. That is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Little dry, little dry. But from another viewer, I have a I have a little bit of white lightning. So what I might do is try to put a little bit of that in there. And I'm so excited to use that. That might be in the next inking that I do. All right, so this one is Birmingham Pen Company Terracotta. Oh, pretty. so pretty. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I really like that. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, and this last one is a shimmer. I did shave. Huh. I have not shaved, no. I did save this for the end so that I didn't have shimmer in the water for the other swatching. When my head is on straight, I do like to do that. Occasionally I forget, and I'm just agitating the ink. Now, if I remember, it's called Rosewood Twinkle, so of course my mind is thinking it's a pink. It may be similar to terracotta, but with a shimmer, if I'm recalling. Or I could be very wrong. Wow. Wow. Okay. Ooh, now Priscilla, I'm going to need you to comment how this does in a pen, just to give me a heads up so I can be sure to select the right size nib. But wow, they do not skimp on that shimmer. Oh, that's beautiful. The base color of that looks to be a little bit like Wearing Gold 12th Night. That's just the light paint that's coming to mind fairly immediately for me. That's the swatch on the top. But that shimmer, and it almost has kind of a green outline where I dabbed it. Apologies, I just wanted to grab my swatch book really quick because I have mentioned a few inks along the way. Golden Gate Glow, that's the one I was thinking of. Let me zoom out just a bit. Okay. So I was thinking Copperhead was a little bit like Ferris Wheel Press Golden Gate Glow. So nope, I was very wrong in what I was saying. That's not from a San Francisco pen show. That's my brain playing tricks on me and thinking Golden Gate San Francisco must have been from a pen show. So apologies. they are similar. This is a little bit more orange. It's almost like the Ferris Wheel Press Golden Gate Glow and Wearingeul Shock got together and had a baby, and they came out with Copperhead. Now, if I were to flip just a little bit more, so there's Sandstone, and Sandstone is darker and a little bit more green than Wearingeul's Song of the Reed. And I feel like Ferris Wheel Press Buttered Popcorn is fairly well known in the fountain pen community. So there's that next to Tiger Lily, and that is so much more saturated. That is just absolutely gorgeous. I think that was my outlier choice, actually. Now see if I can quickly find, yeah, not even close, actually. So here's Wearingeul 12th Night, and here's Birmingham Pen Company Rosewood Twinkle. It's more of a baby pink. I wonder if I can quickly find, not White Rabbit. There's a Ferris Wheel Press, and I'm pretty sure that I have a sample of it. Maybe I can be able to find it quickly. I was thinking Lady Rose. And Lady Rose also had a shimmer version that was a limited edition. I did not get my hands on that one. Another one that I have a little FOMO on right here. So here's Ferris Wheel Press Lady Rose. And the base pink of Rosewood Twinkle is still slightly lighter. It's very similar to Ferris Wheel Press Lady Rose, slightly lighter. And I think the Lady Rose in, well, I shouldn't say I think. The Lady Rose in Gold has gold shimmer. This is more of a white silver with a little like icy blue to it. And then that little hint of green. It's so fascinating. So fascinating. Yeah. Oh, and was there something? There might have been one other one. Maybe the brunch date that I had referenced. Colorverse brunch date, which for my eye is right between Taranishi Opera Rose and Birmingham Pen Company Copperhead. Copperhead's got that little pop of brightness, but it is very similar to Taranishi Opera Rose. So there are my new inks with some nifty gifties and a lovely letter. So thank you so much, Priscilla. I really, really appreciate you giving me this opportunity. I'm so grateful for you, and I hope that the inks that you've received bring you as much joy as these inks brought to me. And with that, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate that you spent this time with me. If you made it to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.